Yes, indeed. Brother Neil Frazier in the house.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, I can hear you. The screen is a little fuzzy, but don't touch it. We can see you.
Okay, good.
You know, we can see you. No problem.
Okay.
AKA Metamorphosis.
Out in my favorite part.
I see.
That's right. You know something?
There's going to be some strong downloads.
Happens every day.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I take a nature bath every single day.
With all the energy and everything happening, with everything going on, we know that it's electromagnetic warfare definitely going on, and our people are at the top of their game now.
That's right.
And the purpose of the topic today, well, first of all, you're looking good, brother. You got some rest. See, you're still holding on to the belts.
That's right.
Good shows. I like the show about the mask. That was a good show. I loved it.
Oh, you like that one?
And
I like talking about stuff like that. I mean,
yeah,
the whole world, I'm not saying everybody, but they want to talk about Hollywood gossip all the time, who's sleeping with who. Those things can catch your attention, but it can also kind of hold you. I'm going to talk about certain things as long as it's a lesson behind it. So I don't want to look like a hypocrite if I start speaking about certain types of celebrities. It's only because we all know them. But what can we extract from their experience if there's a lesson in it? You see what I mean? So I'll talk about everything. You know, I got some things I'm talking about tonight after record some stuff and do some stuff. You know, we've just been focusing and just zeroing in. You don't always want to go where the herd is going to, like where everybody's talking about. You know, there's other things to talk about to keep you in check. You know what I mean? I just want to welcome in the Malt Network and Sister Queen Diane. Say it again.
Hello, Queen Diane and the family. I hope you guys are doing well.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the difference is, hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The difference is, the things that you speak about are necessary jabs against the energy that's coming towards us. But a lot of times, again, for whatever reason, there are several reasons that we don't like to discuss. It's like we want to stay on a dopamine high 24/7 through our emotions. But we don't want to look at, because the thing we have to remember now is, as the chosen ones of the planet, those of us who are chosen, we must interpret nature based on the creative spirit and not based on the nationalistic religion or religious ideas that now the spirit has again awakened in America. But let's get to your banner, brother. I'm curious as to your train of thought, and break it down for us. Well, first let me say I got an idea, because the motherland now is standing up against those that have taken all of it. Now they're begging, okay, and the weight has shifted, and that's sort of like what we're going to discuss today. Well, not sort of, it is.
Right.
So
right. Okay.
I'm interested to hear what your thought process was.
With the banner? Yes. Okay. When we spoke about planting, germinating, harvesting, and what season are you in, which I switched the title around because you had it originally, what season are you in? Planting, germinating, harvesting. But it was the same content, but I switched it for a reason.
Right.
Because I wanted to stress planting, germinating, and harvesting first, and then ask what season are you in. And I wrote a few words about it. It's on Landscurve X.
Absolutely. Yes.
And basically, you see the symbolism here. The land that the Black Africans are planting and germinating and harvesting, it's their land. But they're flying somebody else's flag like they're conquered people. And they're planting in Africa.
I see you
they're
now.
germinating in Africa. They're harvesting in Africa. What season are you in? You're allowing someone else who's overseeing and watching you get together what your resources are to give to them so they can turn around and develop it and sell it back to you at a more expensive price. So they're double dipping and you're flying somebody else's flag. This is not just about Africa, but it's about all of us in the diaspora who are African, whether you want to believe it or not. Take the test and find out and get your feelings hurt if you think you're not. But the bottom line, we fly other people's flags. We give up our resources for someone else to benefit from, whether it's the land in Africa, flying the British flag, flying the Chinese flag, flying the American flag, or our entertainers, for example, who the other people who don't look like us, the 1948ers, we'll call them, they benefit from us while we give away and fly somebody else's flag. We don't even wear our own fashion. We wear somebody else's name. The harvest that comes, everybody else benefits except us with our raw talents that drive the world. So what season are we in? We're in the season of being exploited until we refuse to be exploited more. And the bottom line is that we're made to think that we're inferior and what we produce is inferior, but we give it away because we think it's inferior, and someone else who looks like the man to the left benefits over it. And the man to the left on this banner, he is territorial over us because he owns us. He owns our resources in his mind, and we bow down to it. And so not to insult that man, we fly his flag. The great leather comes from Nigeria, but they say fine Italian leather, right? These different names, Caucasian names on high fashion, so-called, is made in China, and they stick a tag on it. It's deception, and we're the highest on the planet. They take our cocoa here in Ghana and give it to the Europeans for next to nothing. They repackage it, send it back to Ghana, and I saw people in line, oh no, that's the finest European chocolate. What you mean? It comes from your land. You see?
Yeah.
So what season are you in? Are you in the season of exploitation, or are you in the season of independence and revolution to take back? You shouldn't be taking back. It should have been taken in the first place. You see what I mean? So that's my feeling.
Love it.
On that.
You know,
on the banner.
That is a perfect explanation for the global situation and energy that's happening right now. And there's a whole plethora of reasons why that's happening. I agree with you, and now I see what you were saying with that flag being planted on African soil, but it's a foreign flag. And I often say to people, what something symbolizes for one race.
Your screen went out, brother. Your screen went black, and your sound started to go out, and it went dead. I don't know if you can hear me. You're still here, barely, but we're not hearing you or seeing you. So let me see. I don't know if you hear me. What I'm going to do is reluctantly, I'm going to have to knock you out so you can come back in. Maybe you're not hearing me. So we'll give him a chance to come out. He can come back. Okay. Okay, let's see if he comes back. He should. He has the link. But I think because he's out in the park and the phone that he's using is a little bit further from him, so the camera is pixelating, look a little fuzzy, and you have to speak up to hear it, as opposed when he's in a closed room like usual, and the sound is contained. Like me, my microphone is like right up under my mouth, 3-4 inches, so I'm good. Let's just see if he comes back in, because I really want to hear what he has to say. And I'll just yap my gums until then. But I want to welcome everybody in. Let me see who else came in. Of course, we have Diane and the Malt Network. And thank you, Diane, for saying you love the banner. Right. You know, and Reese just came in. And let's see what the Malt Network said. Africans been selling out since the beginning. Hey, they even sold us out. It's nothing new under the sun. Yeah, you're right. You know, in this European slave trade, and that story goes a little deeper, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know the history from other angles, if at all. Many here, they have no clue. They have no clue as to the history, and the history has been turned around and made to be seen a different way, other than what it is. And so much has been altered to the point where we could see something right in front of our eyes, right in front of our face, and we won't really see it for what it is. We walk right past it. And so that's so much repair that needs to be done. So many hundreds of years, not just time-wise, but the time for the indoctrination to become embedded in the subconscious minds of people here and over on the other side. Okay, say for example, people say 450 years, 400 years, 500 years, whatever. Let's just say 400 years. It's not going to take 400 years for us to come back to full mental, spiritual, and emotional restoration as to who we are. The damage is so bad, it's going to take a lot longer, especially when we have the other side still pushing certain narratives in a so-called educational system that's in place and getting everybody ready for this certain way of thinking. They kill you from the first grade or kindergarten school. They kill your mind. They're training you to be subservient to their system. You can't see no other way. Our parents put us in there because they thought that was the best. And when we start to wake up, we're chastised. When we start to wake up and see and ask questions, we're deemed the enemy. We're watched now. Anything we say on social media is watched. Is this Brother Neil back? Yes. Okay, Brother Neil, you're back, but it's still buffering. It's a black screen. It's possibly the internet connection where you are out in the park. Otto Royal, welcome on in. Yeah, we're having problems, Brother Neil. I don't know if there's another spot, if you can hear me, that you can walk to, or if you're close to where you usually are, if that's possible. You know, we'll wait for you. Yeah, he popped out again, so he might be going back to that spot. So we'll wait. We'll talk until then. Okay, here he is again. Okay, that's much better.
Yeah.
Much better. Yes, brother.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Continue on. I just, I'm cheap filler until you come back. Brother, your sound is no good. Do me a favor. Pick the phone up and see if you even held it up closer to you, even if it moves, the sound gets better. I'm trying to figure out if it's distance from the phone or where you are. Because that's an open space. It's not like an enclosed room, which is better. And your screen is frozen. Yeah. You're going to have to, I may have to call him on the phone and tell him. He may not be hearing me right now. Let's do the same thing again. Okay. Let me see if I can give him a call. Yes, I am sweating. In this studio, there's one huge window there, and I made it that way. I don't have my AC installed yet, but I have it that way so there's no fluctuation in the lighting. When I make the lighting a certain way and place my lights, because there's other areas over there by the green screen and everywhere else, I want the light to be the exact same way. So all I have to do is flick them on, it'll be perfect lighting. Right now in this corner, it's just, it is what it is. But that's why I have the one big window over there. The AC comes, I'll be freezing. But let me see, I have to call him through my app. Let me see if I log this in. Sorry, everybody, for the delay. Okay, let me call him. He's not back yet. The person I'm calling cannot accept calls. I guess he's online. Let me try it again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not able to. One more time, y'all. One more time. Maybe I might have to get him through the phone and pipe him in the other way without the visual. Okay, let's see. It's hard getting through. Okay. I think it's a signal thing because if the phone doesn't pick up.
Sorry for any inconvenience this may cause.
Okay. Always some annoying voice. You can't get through. Okay, I'll leave the phone right there. Let's just see. Couldn't get through. Come on, Neil. Let's hit to the usual spot. If you're close to it, I want to hear what you have to say, right? But Sweetberry 32, we're waiting for Brother Neil to come back in. He came in already, and a little problem with I think it's a signal. I think his signal there, because the way the screen looked, it was so fuzzy, you know? Welcome on into the show. Sorry to keep you waiting. I have some things I want to talk about later on too, but not on this show. And I'm just falling into my little groove. Feel good. And it rained so much today. I was gonna head out. As soon as I got out in the yard to leave, all of a sudden pop, 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 pop. I mean, the rain just, I was like, let me just go inside, because I looked in the sky and I saw it was clearing. So it was one cloud going over. So I got back ready to go back out again. It came another one. So I was like, what is this? I said, you know what? I'm not going out. I lay down for 15 minutes and looked outside. It was just so pristine. The sun was out. Everything was beautiful. I said, yes, but I didn't have enough time to go as far as I wanted to go and come back to be back here, you know, for the show. Because that's how my Mondays are. Like I really stay around. I hang around close. But if I go far away, which after Sunday, you know, you want to do things on Monday, but I don't want to have to rush back or, you know, so I said, you know what, let me just hang close and come back. And that's what I did. Now we have this issue, but you know what? It doesn't stop anything. You know how things go. Things happen like this sometimes electronically. I'm not going to say it's a conspiracy or anything, you know. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You just roll with it. But let me see. Because see, when I'm here with Neil, I'm so much into what he's going to say that my mind is just playing the co-host and just bouncing off of what he's saying. So the things I had prepared, I'm going to prepare in a little while and come back with it later on. But that's the way some days go. Some days go where you have obstacles, and other days things just miraculously just flow so nice. And that's what it is. So come on, brother. Let me call him another bit. And I'll just go into automatic with my own mouth. Let's see. Call him again. Maybe he went to a better area. Let's see. All right. Let's see if we can get that phone ringing. Still not answering. I think that might be a major problem where he is. And I hate to sit here and take up dead space. You come on, you want to hear something, and it just doesn't happen. I don't like that. I don't like that. So what I might do is there's no other way for me to get through to him. I keep telling him to try to get WhatsApp. I'm calling through my app directly, but if he gets WhatsApp, it might be a little better. I don't know. I know it's got to be the internet on his side because, like I said, I saw the screen very fuzzy and pixelated. So we'll see. I might end this right now. I think I should, but I'm coming back. Coming back. I just want the conditions to be right. Maybe we'll come back with the same show. I know sometimes he's limited on time, so or maybe we can do this show again tomorrow if he doesn't come back tonight. This particular one, you know, we'll see. Okay, I think this is him calling me. No, because it would be stored in. Let me see. Hello? Yes, brother. I'm telling you, the 1948 is, I know, I'm telling you. Let me see if you're right. Because when we started saying that, you know, it just might be that because they're getting so tight with content online. I'm still live. I don't know if I could pump you in just through the phone, even though they don't see you. I can do that. Okay, hold on 1 second. Just stay on the line right now. I'm gonna go to a different screen on my phone, and I'm gonna Bluetooth you in. All right. So, all right. Give me a second. Hold tight, everybody. Let me see if we can get this in. And how do we do this again? Okay. All right. Bluetooth. See how this works. Yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, talk to me, brother. Let me see if I can hear you on the system. Talk to me.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, your sound is still a little choppy. Keep your mouth close to the phone.
Let me take off. That might be what it is. Okay, Bluetooth is connected.
Oh, if you're on a Bluetooth, come off of it and just go directly into the phone.
Yeah.
And then let me hear you. Let me hear you, brother. Directly into the phone. You still with me? Brother Neil. Okay, let's see. Just it just might be the 1948 small hats. Who knows? Okay, let's. Okay, brother. Let me hear you. Okay, we're connected. We're definitely connected. The only way to get this show out, the way it seems, is to record it and then put it out. But live, you just don't know. Yeah, Reese, I'm kind of thinking that. I'm trying not to think it, but because there's so many people, they fly off and they try to make themselves seem important by saying, yes, they're coming after me. I try not to say that, but I know for a fact in the past, big time. And I got receipts, long stories, but I know that for a fact. But when you start talking like this, and they have AI now, it's like those robotic dogs they have. You see the dogs that walk, the robot dogs. You can't negotiate with that. It's automatic. And YouTube uses AI. And until I can hear him, let me see. No. Brother Neil, we can't hear you, but you are connected. So I don't know. But yeah, it has happened to me several times. So I already know it's real. But they don't want anybody to become a collective threat. It's not just me. I'm not that powerful. But if 3 people listen to something that somebody comes on the show and says, or something I may share, that can spread. And people think now. Just like now they're admitting about certain reasons why we had to wear the mask. And I'm not talking about Halloween. The truth is out now. So many people are not here with us anymore because of that. And the truth is out. What can they say? It just makes it harder for them to come with something else for population control. You know what I mean? And right now, whether you know it or not, YouTube is about to be flooded with all types of AI tools to leverage the content. So there's going to be a lot of manufactured content from AI that's not real. And really the real thing now is to organically sit down in front of your people, speak your mind and your perspectives and points of view in a real way. Because now content could be created so fast. Channels could be snatched so fast. There's a young lady who is here in Ghana, and she speaks about relationships a lot. And she has a sizable and they hijacked her channel. We don't know. But you see, they took her image, they made other channels based off of her imagery, and they have titles that are quite decadent and vile. Because I subscribed to her, and I looked, and there was a thumbnail, and it said, every time you lick a woman's coochie, like what? She wouldn't say anything like that in a thumbnail. She may refer to intimate acts between 2 people or a couple, but she wouldn't put a thumbnail like that. And she had this page had all these hits, and there were different pages with her image taken away from it because she's doing well. And that's to compromise her platform, because I'm quite sure most people or many people would look and say, oh God, she's getting decadent. I got to unsubscribe to her. And so her legitimate stuff, nobody's going to look at it. There's all kind of ways of doing it. Let me see here what Malt Network said. Yeah, the bots are everywhere. Most of who you talk to, like on Telegram, they're bots. Their biggest fear is us waking up and coming together, and that's the reason why there's an attack on free speech. Exactly. We can't be, you're so right. That's what it is. More action, less talk like that. That's what that means. Huh? Right. But they don't want us, they want us to fit in, they want us to be led by our lower desires and have that taken under control. And it has to be all about comfort and pleasure, hedonism. You know, nobody wants to sacrifice anymore. Nobody wants to pull away from the general stuff that's put out there. And the youngsters are eating it up. The whole Instagram culture with the youngsters, that's the next generation coming up, and their minds have been affected by it. Nobody sits down with a book anymore. Nobody sits down and has a decent conversation anymore on an intellectual level. They don't do that. You know, oh, okay, we can do that. Because, you know, I said every Saturday, but sometimes these Saturdays have been tight for me with certain things. Probably let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. I would say tonight, but I have some things I want to do. I do want to get up early. But yeah, I'll set it up from tonight. You can see it. Just make sure to be here, right? When I do it, I want more participation, folks calling in and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll do that. I want to make it on a regular. I do want to make it on a Saturday on a regular basis. You know, there's no reason I can't. There's just so many other things, construction-wise and time-wise, and the time flies sometimes. It really does fly. It was just New Year's. What they say is New Year's. Now look at it. We're easing on in to the next month. Yes, Reese says. I saw a whole family at a restaurant. Yeah, and they're all down in the phones. And you wonder why they're disconnected. They should be talking with each other, even if they're not talking, just enjoying the meal and just enjoy being. What happened to that? I remember when I was younger, and we might have been 11, 12 years old on the same block, sitting on the front steps of a friend, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us. And we might have had just money to get ice cream roll through. And sometimes we're talking, and we're just sitting and just enjoying each other's company, just being. Sometimes a minute might go by or 2 minutes before anybody said anything. I mean, we might play and ride the bikes and let's do this, let's do that. But the joy of being, the vibration of being around your tribe, your crew, your posse, your friends, whatever you call it, you derive strength from that. What happened to that? Now with the phone, our minds are being so programmed and rewired that whole days go by and we don't even enjoy it. You know? I miss Sunday dinners with the family, just talking and enjoying being together. Yes, Reese. Quality time on a high vibrational level for all of us to be connected. Brother Neil, I know we're still connected, but I'm not hearing you. So every now and then just try. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm not hearing you at all, brother. We definitely have to do this another day. And I have other ways of cooking up the content that we can get more of it out when things like this happen. But we're losing touch with each other. You know, like they say, the chain is as strong as its weakest link, but all of us have become, I'm not saying anybody here, but it's like all of us are becoming that weak link. We're being reduced, our capacities of the human contact. I was about to make up a word. Let's say intrahuman contact, right? Yes, sweet berry. So now it's filtered through electronic means, which if you can absorb the proper connection, yeah, we can see each other's faces, we can talk, we can get something out of it. Although it is reduced, there's nothing like being next to the person or in front of the person or really looking into each other's eyes. To even understand how important eye contact is. When we sit in front of somebody and we look in their eyes, somebody near and dear to us that we open up to, because you don't want to give everybody eye contact. You don't want them to download what's in you, you know? I mean, look at it this way. When you take your phone and you have that way where you can show your face and it looks in your eyes and it unlocks your phone, that shows you there's something going on with your eyes. And they connect with that and they can rob that. They can compromise that. When you're sitting in front of your screen, there's a camera cover that camera up if you're not using it. Because you're sitting in front of the screen and they're just, to me, my opinion, I'm wacky in my thoughts. I read comic books as a kid, so I got a big imagination out there. But it's something with the eyes. Animals out in the dark, they see you coming down the street and they're looking at you, looking at you. You may not even know they're there. You just look over their way and they can read you. They rustle in the bushes a little bit and you get scared. They can sense fear. That emboldens them to come a little more to see if they can get something out of you, attack you or whatever. A couple days ago, it had rained really heavy and really hard. And when you go into the back, because there's, land around the whole house. When you go deep into the back, you go deeper, God, dog, this is pretty big, right? You better be careful where you step and where you are, especially after it rains. When I came back up, I don't know what I went down there for. I was checking for something. But I came back up under the carport, right, which is behind the studio. I see something moving. I said, what is this, worms? It was 4 baby snakes and a bigger snake, not fully grown, but about 10 inches. I'm thinking it was a centipede. It's wiggling. I'm like, listen, bro, I love nature, but you're going to get bigger and you're going to be in this yard. I got to do away with you right now. So I had to hit that one and hit the little baby snakes. Because who knows if they were venomous or not, which I found out possibly they weren't. I did a lot of research with the pictures and everything like that, but I couldn't take a chance. Walt Network says, I think it's definitely time to take a break from these black mirrors being in our hands all day. Exactly. And people freaking out. Where's my phone? I can't find my phone. Recently, I've been watching a lot of these arrest videos from the police cams. And you see, and what I look at with that is how they react to being arrested, how they talk, how they give themselves away, and how the police handle the situation when somebody gets amped. How to keep the situation under control. That's what I'm into. And I look at it and say, okay, this is where this person went wrong. This is where they could have, some police, they instigate a little more. Certain things, that's why culturally you have to know how to deal with the people that you're, dealing with. But when they're getting arrested, the first thing they say in most cases, when they say, turn around, put your hands behind your back. But where's my phone? Where's my phone? It's almost like the withdrawals that come from not having your phone. So that's why you have to purposely take time away from it, because it's straight to the brain. See, we think it's not bad because, it's a phone and I can put it down. No. You're doing heroin, you're doing cocaine, you're doing methamphetamines that goes through your vein, your bloodstream, your nose. But guess what? It hits your brain, right? The same thing with the phone, because you go where you want to go. Your YouTube timeline is your YouTube timeline, but from the channels that you subscribe to, and then they suggest things according to what you've already seen. So they're giving you the drugs that you like. Keep feeding you with the same thing. You sitting there laying on your back on the phone, and eventually the phone hits you in the head or hits the ground. You're like, oh man. Exhausting your brain on something that is so focused, and they get to know you. It's more intimate than intimacy, if you know what I mean. This thing knows you so well, and you can't wait to get a shot of it. My brain thinks fast anyway. My brain thinks fast. But I go to where I need to go, and then I put it down, and I close my eyes and fold my arms and think about what I just saw. Then I write. Tonight I want to draw a little bit. Set up a sketch. Use your brain in different ways. It was like a young lady that I'm friendly with that I met out here at the graduation ceremony, and she's doing some working out right now. And I gave her some suggestions from what I know years ago. And the human body doesn't change right away, you know. And I was just telling her how to space things out in moderation and just little pointers, how to approach things, not to overload. Because a lot of people, whatever they do, they when they get into something with enthusiasm, they do it so much and they kill themselves. Meanwhile, your brain is being overworked with this thing. You're having dreams off of this stuff. It's corralling you into more narrow thoughts. Like whatever we see, we go after what we like, but pick something out of the ordinary from what you look at. Look at your history on your phone of what you watch, or on your computer of what you watch, and see. I'm not saying anybody here, but just in general, see how narrow a space it is of things you look at. It's guys who are into sport. Well, yeah, you're into sports, right? But it's just that all the time and not anything. Vary it out a little bit. Don't let this thing narrow down your mind. It's a vast thing. It's a vast medium. It's a doorway to anything you want to see, but don't stay in a little corner and that becomes your world. I know people who are retired, who are sitting at home, 2 big vehicles outside, all their bills paid, saving money because their retirement and their Social Security and their investments are compounding. They spend what they want. They can take trips. They don't go anywhere. They don't do anything except scroll on the phone in their living room all day long. And if it's something political that they're pissed at, as a Democrat or a Republican and all this, and they're fighting strangers in chat rooms, in comment sections, sitting up all night. They get the alert on Facebook. They're in a Facebook room or a post, and they're arguing with people, and they're dozing off, bang, and they go back again. And yeah, I was up all night arguing. Arguing with who? You even know these people. They could be bots. On Telegram. It's a good platform if you use it right, but it's weird. People join, but nobody talks. And you get these people, you get these bots, obviously. Hi, Lance, how are you? I definitely want to talk to you. You have a little time? I say, call me. Well, I can't call you right now because, well, then when you want to reach out to me, you call me. You can't call me because you're a bot. And I'll text that in when I want to be playful. They don't say anything anymore. And you look at the profile, they're from Lithuania, and you ask them, where are you? I'm in New York right now. No, you're not. What part of New York? You're going to tell me that? I'm a New Yorker. Now the pressure's on you. Bots. And they're good because a lot of them want to sell you things and financial plans and then refer you over to somebody who might be live after they do the dirty work. You know, you got the sex bots. Hi, honey, how are you? You're looking pretty good. How could you see me? There's no picture of me up there. Come on. So we're going to be interacting with fake mediums designed to take our mind off of stuff. I mean, we just don't realize how much or how precious the next human being is, especially those who vibe with us. That is precious. You can look in their eyes, you can laugh with them, you can suggest thought and have memories, have different things, and we're being hijacked. We're being I'll say it from now. I've said it before. We're segueing into joining on to something else that's sucking from us our essence. And once they have our essence, we're not needed anymore. We're inferior. Get rid of them now. We're going to give our bodies up in our mind and our space to something demonic, something that wants to come back on this level, not for anything good, but to enjoy the carnal. Don't you think these evil entities that have no body want to come on this level where we want to ascend and go higher? Even though we think that this is it, many of us, oh no, I don't want to die. I don't want to die either. You know what I mean? We have no choice. But there's some who want to come on back in. It's like those kids who slip into the movie when the movie is going off because it's soon going to come on, but because there's so many crowds, nobody sees them go in there and sit in the back row real low. Anybody says, one of the guys, security, where's your ticket? Oh, I dropped it. I lost it. I want to see the movie again. There's some disembodied entities that don't want to leave the space. They want the food. They want the drugs. They want the sex. They want the anger. They want the arguments. They want the violence. They feel alive with that thing. That's why they try to encourage us to be that way so they can sit on the sidelines and spiritually masturbate watching us fight. They get energy from that. Like I told you before. What was her name? Sister Audrey. And she went to this church in the neighborhood, real small church. And there was that older woman named Sister Foster. Now, if there was anybody who was into or called herself a Christian, which she never really did, Sister Foster, she was a real deal. She didn't go far in school. She said this. She didn't have no problem with that. But she just lived this life. And when you got around her, there was this sense of calm. She wasn't faking. I mean, she just wasn't. She always wore white, the Southern folks, Pentecostal, Baptist. I think it was a Baptist. I'm not sure. But she was so loving. She was so calm. But if you were doing dirt and you saw her coming down the street, because Sister Foster could read you like a cheap novel, but she wasn't the kind of person to want to beat you over the head. She knew what you were doing. She might give you a little warning now. She see me with a young lady. Be careful now, son. You don't want to ruin your future. I'm not saying being friends with her is bad, but we knew. My mother would pass by her church every now and then. And I was there one day, and this had to be 1975, late 75. I was 12 years old. And Sister Foster came over to my mother and whispered in her ear and touched her on the side. He said, you need to go to the doctor because you're going to have a problem here. And she went to the doctor and found out that she had a malignant tumor that she had to eventually remove. The breast, the last minute too. It was like almost, that happened in 77, but I'll never forget that because I was sitting behind my mother. I said, Mommy, what did she tell you? She didn't touch on her breast, but she said that, And she said a lot of things to different people, but she didn't come with any venom or she was actually a pleasure to be around because she was so chill, so calm. You could make a joke around her, say something. She just wasn't evaluating you and telling you what you're doing wrong and you're a sinner and all. No, there's no ego that way. But if she saw something, she'll whisper to you in your ear. And if you went over to her and asked her something, it wasn't like she was some fortune teller or whatever, but she would pick up on some things in general, and sometimes it was very specific. I remember some things she told some friends of mine to stay away from certain areas because it's not good. You don't want to end up, you want to live a long life. You need to stay out from over there. And I went over there and kept hanging out and got shot and killed. And nobody messed with her. Like, we know all the jackleg, whoever, but Sister Foster, Then we had Sister Audrey, who was in that church, and I spoke about her before. And she would see things as they're happening. And it was said that she would actually see entities. And some people thought she was crazy. And I saw her in the street a couple of times walking down, minding her business, far away, walking. And then she'd stop. And that's before I found out about her. I say, Ma, I saw Sister Audrey walking down the street, and she just starts looking at stuff and like she's scared. And my mother explained to me what that was all about. At the time when I was in that McDonald's on Parsons Boulevard, right there below Hillside Avenue, below Hillcrest High School. Just name dropping for somebody who is this. I went into the McDonald's to start eating. She came in there and she starts looking around all crazy. She jetted out of there. And I'm not dumb. I left too. And as soon as I walked to the corner, I was pissed because, I was eating my food. I left it. I was almost done. Big fight in there. Glass breaking, everything, and people running out of there. I don't know if they had knives or whatever, but I'm glad I left. So you just never know. So all of us have some ability, the cleaner we are, our gut. Well, listen, I'm running my mouth just to give a little time. I see Neil's still on the phone, but we can't hear him. And if you want to come in, Malt, I'll just open up. If you want to have something to say, we'll still do the open mic show, but we'll spice this one up. Let me drop the link in there if you want to come in and say something. Let me know. I'm right here because I'm gonna wrap it down soon. If you want to come in and say something or direct the conversation a certain way, even though this is Neil's show, I said, okay, y'all came here and we'll do the title, the same title. Maybe I'll retitle this because it ended up being something else. So if you want to come in, or anybody, but the Malt Network, since you asked for that, come on in if you want. But yeah, these are the things I think about in life. And remember, everything that you see in existence is the product of a thought. So when thoughts come to you, it may not always be just yours. It might be something you have to do, some instruction or whatever. But I take all of my thoughts seriously, especially when some of them seem to come out of left field. That's so why am I thinking this? I'm not crazy. If you're still here, I just see there's a couple of people still here. You want to come on in? I can't hear you, Neil. I'd love for us to be vibing right now. I have everything set just right. And 1948, small hats in the house. Want to take over the world and play the victim. But over time, we're going to evict them. I'm not a rapper, y'all. All right, y'all. Nobody's coming in. It's okay. I'm going to create something in a little while to put up later on. I do want to get up very early, get back on time, do some more, and have a lot of crazy topics I want to talk about. And I'll do some current event things, like I said, as long as there's a lesson behind it. But I'm going to wrap this down. Brother Neil Frazier, thank you. We tried, but it is what it is. It's a battle with these people, right? With these small hats. So anyway, let me wrap it down. Lance Scurv out. Oh, I thought I saw somebody pop in. I will talk to you later on. Neil, I'll probably talk to you over the phone a little while. And maybe we can come straight through. I don't know what's up with these signals, y'all. But anyway, take care. Make sure to go to Lance Scurv X. LanceScurv.com is still in existence, but I'm not adding on to it because I'm transferring everything over to Lance Scurv X. So don't be confused. I don't have Lance Scurv connected with Lance Scurv X yet. So you have to go to Lance Scurv X. That's where all the new stuff and repopulating with older stuff is there. And it's really nice, easy, mobile friendly, all of that good stuff, and easy to navigate. So that's where I am. Anyway, much love to you all. Take care. Lance Scurv out. Let me put up one of these banners so nobody gets scared when they see this big head of mine. I'll play a song and we'll wrap it up. All right? Much love to you all. Take care. We'll be back with Neil tomorrow or another day, and this topic will be covered. Thank you very much. Peace.